This video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 levels of manifestation, how to transcend your level of consciousness so that when you raise your vibration, you create what you want easier than ever. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of understanding the 3 main levels of manifestation, each paradigm, and how you can transcend to the new level so that you create what you want easier than ever, because as your vibration is higher, as your frequency increases, you then have more of an ability to attract what you want. Almost think of it almost like the magnetic spectrum of that is increased, so things just happen even easier. Now, let's look at it like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the different levels of manifestation that I have experienced with that of the handy-dandy chart of the levels of consciousness from the book Power versus Force, which I share in many videos because I love the chart. Right here, you'll see the chart of consciousness. You'll see at the bottom emotions, shame, fear, guilt. Eventually, at about 250, you will see that of neutrality. From neutrality, it then moves up to acceptance, willingness, eventually reasoning, which is the intellectual mind. From there, it then moves into love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. Now, here's the thing. Who we really are at our fundamental core is we are higher vibrational states of consciousness. That is who we are. We are unconditional love. We are joy, peace, and enlightenment. That's why people that have been enlightened say that enlightenment is not an attainment, it is a realization, because it's not a level that you attain because you are naturally lower vibration. It's just that when we're born and we go through life experience and we have this social conditioning, there's all these different layers that go on, so then we think that we're less than we are. But the key is to transcend that and to understand that you are so much more than you can imagine. However, for now, let's look at these different paradigms, because I'm going to share with you some of those paradigms of manifestation, some of the ones that a lot of people may be at because they're not aware that there's a higher level paradigm. There's a higher level paradigm where things happen even easier. So, let's look at this. Let's dive in. You'll see at the lower vibrational emotions, we're going to call this 200 and below, or 250 and below, would be that of the lower level paradigm. Think of that as the lower level paradigm. So, when the movie The Secret came out, now the intention of the movie The Secret, as many of you may have seen the movie, so you may know what I'm speaking about, the intention of The Secret was to open up people. It was to kind of like be an introductory level of the potential of your own thoughts. Understanding your thoughts create your reality. So with that though, there was an emphasis, the interpretation that many people got out of the movie was that it was about materialistic things. Now understand that it's not so much, this isn't about whether that's good or bad. Although I do think we're having a physical experience and I think that it's okay to enjoy things. It's just about not being identified with those things. Understanding that we are also spiritual beings as well, so bringing in the spiritual aspect. But nonetheless, when people are saying, I really, really want that, I really, really hope I get it, and they're coming from a place of neediness, almost like, I believe if I had that, then I could be happy. That is many times coming from the lower vibrational paradigm, which could be that of shame, fear, anger. And it's about understanding that that brims upon that and the next level. Most people that are coming at it from the point of view of only if only I had this and that and this and that, then they're coming at it from a lower vibrational field because they are identifying with that over there, which is emphasized in the vibrational resonance dissonance between where they are and where they want to be. Now, if we think that something on the external is what is going to make us happy, then many times we find ourselves in a loop going around and around and around, trying to figure out what this is and trying to be happy, but knowing and end up finding out that the true happiness can only come from within. So, from this level paradigm, this is where we have to try really hard. This is where we may not have clarity as to what to actually do. This is where we look at other people and we have these positionalities. Positionality means these perspectives. We say, well, that person has that because X, Y, Z. They've had to step on people's heads to get where they are. They've had to do some things that weren't ethical in order to be successful. This is where many times we'll have beliefs from our childhood that says this is the way this kind of people are, this is the way this kind of people are. Now, for a long time, I was in this level paradigm. I watched the movie The Secret. I was intrigued by it, but I didn't realize that the outer reflection in reality is a reflection of my inner. I was more so focused on trying to change the outside. I was trying to change the mirror of life without first changing my reflection. And because of that, I went around looking for happiness. Is it over here? Is it over here? Is it over here? And then eventually what I found out is, wait, if I go within first and I make these changes within myself, if I make these perspective changes, I let go of these identification that doesn't serve me, then things would happen anyways, and it would happen much easier than it would if I was running around trying to change everything on the outside. The true key is giving the validation from within. Getting the validation from within and knowing that by doing that, the outer reflection will eventually change. So, I was at the time, this is back in, this paradigm as well, by the way, will also include trying to control other people. Because out of the desperation, think of this as survival mode. This is more like survival mode. Like, I really, really need that. I need to make rent next month. I need to do this so that I could have this. Or I need to have this girlfriend or boyfriend because then I can be happy. You see, these different perspectives of I need are from that of the survival mode. And if we make things very important, we create resistance around it. So this is about being aware of the importance. Anytime we give something excess importance, a lot of importance, what that happens is the vibrational resonance of that is that we create resistance and we end up blocking it from our experience. So in the lower level paradigm, there will be some results because whatever you focus on grows. So even at the lower level paradigm, if you become aware that your thoughts create your experience and you become aware of the correlation between what you think and what you experience, you can start to move in a powerful way. However, if you remain in the I really, really need that on the outside, you remain externalizing your happiness, externalizing your abilities, and many times that will cause even more resistance. So the key to this is understanding that you can become aware of it and that is one paradigm, but if you make things very important, if you feel in a survival mode, you can start to transcend to the next level. Now the next level is the second level. The second level of manifestation is that of the 250 to 499. 250, 499. 250 is neutrality. This is when you learn how to observe your thoughts. This is when you start to go within and you start to see that these thoughts you have are not good. They are not bad. They simply are. They are just thoughts. The content of it is subjective. It depends on the person that's looking at it. And in the same way, what we start to do is when we become neutral, we start to neutralize our own thoughts, we realize we are not our thoughts. We may think thoughts, but they are not who we are. And then what happens is as we observe the thoughts, we let go of the negative charge of it. You see, in the lower level paradigm, what we do is because we have these negative emotions that we're thinking and feeling, we go around in the world and we catch on other patterns onto our energy body that then grows that within us so that when we go out, we keep resonating with more and more experiences like that. However, when we start to observe the content of our mind, we start to observe the thoughts that we're having, the thoughts will come in, they will go out. They will come in, they will go out. They won't come in, get blocked up because we're identifying with them, and then stay within our energy field, and then attract more and more situations in our life that are in resonant with that. So it's about being aware of that. So this is the second level. The second level is 250 to 499. Now this is the level that a lot of my YouTube videos are based at, is this second level, because this is also the level of the intellect. When you get to 400 to 500, which acceptance, reasoning is like a desire, but it's like putting a willpower, a decision, a choice to do or to be or to have something. And then 400 to 500 is that of the intellect, understanding our beliefs create our reality. Our beliefs create our reality. Whatever we believe to be true, we will get reflected back to us. This is a very high level for most people, especially when you're at the lower levels and you really, really want something and you're identifying with the lower vibrational emotions. You learn how to neutralize your thoughts. The doorway to the second level of manifestation is learning how to observe your thoughts, knowing you are not your thoughts. And when you're not your thoughts, you can then choose the next thought. So that's the doorway. Then you start to get into the second level paradigm. And in the second level paradigm, you realize that reality literally is a reflection of what you believe to be true. So what you could start to do is get to the core of what do you believe to be true. Because if you believe money is bad, then guess what? You won't attract more of it into your life. You'll have these mixed connotations. On one hand, you want more money. On the other hand, money is evil. Just like people think money is the root of all. See, everyone knows that statement because it's ingrained into the collective consciousness and ingrained in a lot of people. The key is to become aware of it. You neutralize it. You look at it. Do I choose to believe this? Does this even have to be true for me? Was this something I picked up along the way and I just simply thought that that's the way the reality is and I thought that's the meaning I give it? Money is a neutral idea. Money has no built-in meaning other than the meaning we give it. But when we give things a certain type of meaning, we then experience a certain level of block. Now, it could be relationships, for example. Maybe I had this belief that relationships were something I didn't want to experience because I equate a relationship, being in a relationship, with not having freedom. I was like, well, then I'll have to, take her here, do this, do that. And I equated it with lack of freedom, whereas I love freedom because I do what I want when I want to do it. And that mixed connotation within me caused resistance. So what I've learned to do is to let that go. And when you get to the core of what you believe to be true, that's when the outer reflection in reality will really begin to change. It's about being aware of what do you believe to be true. Because as you become aware of this, you start to see that reality literally is just a reflection. You can start to kind of look at certain things and then let go. Look and let go. Let go of what doesn't serve. Let go of the things from your past that you identified with. Let go of the beliefs of your people that you learned things from growing up. Let go of the negative perspectives that you may have aligned with when you were younger. You no longer have to live them out. And as you become aware of them, in the light of awareness is when you can really begin to let it go. So become aware of it, let it go. Your beliefs create your reality. This is a level when a lot of power is there. Because then you change things not from the outside, not from going out, the first level, going out and trying to change everything on the outside, but instead going within and making a change within yourself. Just like Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. If you want to change something out there, first change it within you. Change how you relate to it. If you change that, you start to let go of the negative emotion. Now, like I said, with all three of these levels, I'm about to share with you the third one. With all three of them, though, you will get results with any of them. But the degree of results that you get will depend. Each ring that you move up, the three different levels, as you go up, things get easier. Things become more empowering. And in the third level, it goes to a totally new level. Now, Einstein himself calibrated at 499 because he took the intellect as far as it could go. Most people watching this video right now are going to be between, I would say, 350 to 500. Congratulations. So, when we look at this, in order for Einstein to go up into the next level of consciousness, he would have had to let go of all of the intellectual ideas. Because to go from reasoning to love, you have to let go of the mind. To go from the mind to the heart, you have to move into the heart, which is love, which means you can let go of the intellectual processes. You can let go of the attachment to these ideologies. You can let go that beliefs create your own reality. It works for a certain period of time, but at a certain point, you let all that intellectual stuff go. And the doorway here is surrender. It is letting go. Just like the doorway from the first ring to the second ring was the neutrality, observing rather than reacting. It's not so much that it's a doing from one level to the next. It's more so a non-doing, a letting go. So what we then begin to do is we take all the reasoning and we let it go. And by letting it go, we then naturally start to increase our vibration. We start to feel better. And by letting go, we then start to trust the universe in a new way. We start to say yes to the present moment. That's what happens, because in the paradigm of 500 and above, it isn't about doing or having. And 499 and below, it is about doing and having. Doing, having, being. In the higher level paradigm, it is about just being present to the moment. So from this level paradigm, you just are. You just connect to the core frequency of who you are. You may do what you're passionate about. You may decide to do this. You may decide to do that. If certain thoughts come up, it's okay. If you're like, well, am I at the higher level paradigm? And you just observe those thoughts, it's okay. This is about a shift in transformation. A shift in consciousness. Becoming aware of what you think to what you feel. Becoming aware of how you can just be present to the moment and how you can let go of all the intellectual ideas. You know, it's funny, I go through these different levels, and I'm not always in this being paradigm, because I still have a business and I still do certain things. I have this story, maybe I'm telling you a story right now, and I can just let it go and just be enlightened. However, that's not the case. I fluctuate through these different levels. And if I feel, I probably feel majority of the time as I'm in the second ring, the second level, because my beliefs create my reality. So the things, the intentions I have, everything aligns with understanding that if I change the inside, the outside changes as well. But there are times when I move into this higher level paradigm, when I allow the moment to be. I say yes to the present moment. I am being my authentic self rather than trying to have or do. And I let go of the outcome. I trust the process. I trust to know that I can just do what I'm passionate about. One of the best ways to be in the third level paradigm is to just do what you're passionate about as much as you can. Because the passion frequency is who you really are. And when you're who you really are, you are being yourself. And when you're being yourself, you don't have to try to become more. You don't have to emphasize the lack. Emphasize I really, really want that, and I'm saying I really, really don't have it, but I really, really wanting it. Instead, just be. Say yes to the present moment. Understand when you're doing what you're passionate about, you are in that higher energy state. And in that higher energy state, you will attract more things. You will see a reality that is equal to that energy state as well. So everything begins to change. So this is about understanding these three different paradigms. Let me ask you a question. What level paradigm do you think you're in? Don't think of this as higher level is better. I am the spiritual being and I am at the top level and I am enlightened. That builds a spiritual ego. I believe we all shift through different levels of this. I really, really want this. Okay, right now I'm in the lower level paradigm. Wait, okay, I remember though. These are neutral. I remember. I can see that my beliefs are creating my reality. What do I believe to be true about this thing? Then eventually say, I'm just going to let this go and I'm just going to be present to the moment. Everything is the way it is and I'm going to be. Three different level paradigms. What level are you at? Maybe you find that you fluctuate just like I do. Maybe you see that there's doorways for you to get to the next level. Maybe you're like, you know what, I've been at this level for a while. I want to focus on being present to the moment. So this is the power we all have. And if you want as well, everything I'm explaining right here is going to be something as a part of what is called the Shift Experience with Aaron Doughty. I'm creating a program right now. It's called the Shift Experience. It'll also be traveling the world doing seminars on this. So if you want to get updated on that whole process of the Shift Experience, which will be coming out in the next couple of months, click the link in the top of the description box below. I also send almost daily newsletters out with like advice and stuff, similar stuff to YouTube, but more in written form. So if you want to be a part of that, then you'll see the link at the top of the description box below. Also, I'm going to be doing more live Q&As on Instagram. So if you want to ask me questions, I can answer those questions for you and we can interact and engage. And also I do daily posts there. So twice a day I do videos and different type of native content for Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, you can follow me right there. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification gear though, because the way YouTube does things now is you won't see the daily videos unless you do that. So hit that button. Let me know if you want me to also do more videos like this with these levels of consciousness chart and explaining different levels and how we can shift our level of consciousness. If you want more videos learning these different paradigms, go ahead and comment below and I'll do those as well. So with that being said, peace, much love, and namaste.